get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. As y'all can see, getting my strength back a little bit. Hopefully I sound a lot better. Yeah, that sickness thing that flu thing is a monster. And I know it's a lot of guys that, like several of my clients and their families and stuff dealing with it now, man. Yeah, probiotics. Yeah, take all this preventative stuff you need to take. But one thing that happened while I was out, man, I always get a lot of mailbag or email questions or whatever. And so one question that stood out to me in particular, and I was like, okay, I'm really gonna have to answer this once I, get back in the swing of things and, start getting back to doing the videos and stuff. And the question was, how do you keep from hitting the Madden wall? It's like, this guy I know, so he's like, year after year, man, I see you just, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it. And trust me, dog, I hit the Madden wall probably 2 or 3 times a day. To be honest with y'all, man, for real. Because there are times, man, when you really have to take a break, from this game if you're, if you play it in a expecting to see realistic football sense kind of all the time. And so let me break it down a little bit. And so what I mean is, like, I play the style of play that I play, it's a lot of user stuff. And so y'all see this stuff on here. Most of the stuff that 99% of my stuff is content is based upon user interaction, or I'm just trying to show you how to do something. I'm not really necessarily showing you plays and all the other stuff. I'm showing you how to catch, how to do whatever. All right. And so once you kind of take on that path, or if you just kind of get caught up into the mechanics and you start to see the growth, you'll start to understand that a lot of the BS you see that comes along with this game, it has to be. So for me, I would never be able to take the mechanics where I've taken them and done the things I've done with them if not for the failure. So the failure is a part of it. And so to me, it's like, I used to get, yeah, trust me, I spaz out, wig out, all this stuff, man, especially back in my younger days about this stuff. But now it's like, I really understand that it's a part of it. And so, like, watch this SWAT. You have to understand that if you can literally take every portion of your game and make it a game within a game, like for me, I take my SWATs and all that stuff, I take that very seriously. The buttons are pressure sensitive. There's a way to directional SWAT on the game. If you don't have the mechanics Bible, man, you just, at this point, I feel like you're lost in Madden. And I'm gonna get back to that part too. But the key to this game, as I've said, I've been saying it for the last 4 years since I've been on YouTube or whatever, stick pressure, button sensitivity, all that kind of stuff that you see me push out in content on a daily. Anybody can sit here and run RPOs all day. Like, and that's no swipe at anybody. That's just, it is what it is. We all understand the things that the game is kind of iffy about the game. And so people are going to use what works because winning is important to a lot of people. I'm not going to say that winning is not important to me, but to me, the road that I travel is more important. And so for me, on a personal level, this is how I got here. Just trial and error, mechanics. I mean, a lot of guys who know me from way back in the day, they know, but this I've been doing this. This is old. Like for me, it's just new to the people who I'm presenting it to. And so, and also along the journey, I understand that I have so much further to go in this. Like, I mean, like even just from a mechanics Bible standpoint, the mechanics Bible opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, because it's like, yeah, you sell 6,000-7,000 copies of something. Yeah, you start to understand the power of what you're doing, and how it can affect your life and all this stuff going forward. So me selling 6,000 or 7,000 copies of the mechanics Bible seems like a drop in the bucket. For me, on a personal level, it's been great, but I also understand that there are millions of people that play Madden. And so for me, I look at the big picture. It's like the more people that buy it, the more people that will. And so just from a mechanics standpoint, it keeps me going. It keeps me trying to discover new things. It keeps me coming up with different techniques. And because of the algorithms and because of like the patch and stuff that we got yesterday, the game is constantly evolving. So there's always going to be a different tweak, or there's always probably going to be a better way to do something, because the game will only allow you so much success as, you know, in terms of user control. And I'm going to show you something to this effect about how the game has to kind of, like I said, keep us in a vegetative state. I've been saying that for years, but it has to keep us at a certain level, because user control cannot surpass the RPOs and all the base kind of trickery stuff that works in Madden, that maybe, you know, and on certain levels I can understand how RPOs should be effective, but then on another level it's like, okay, I don't want my guy to just stand there and watch a guy run right beside him just because it's an RPO. And so it's really, to me, it's about achieving game balance. And so, like I said, I can take a defensive end and all that stuff, and understanding the movement to a level where I can take him and I can pick off a screen pass if I see it coming, you know, like on a regular basis. It's really about understanding the mechanics and the movement, and the fact that the better you get, and the guys who frequent a lot of my content and have gotten, you know, basically all of my content and stuff, those guys understand that, or they should be getting to a level where they understand that, okay, sometimes it's just the game. The game is gonna not let you just be successful at a certain thing that you do because you're successful at it. It's not just, you're not gonna just be able to sit there, and I'm not gonna be able to sit here and just lurk the middle of the field all day long and practically, you know, funnel routes towards me and make every interception. There are times where, you know, I'll have the guy's in better position than that, and he won't react at all. And so this is a part of the evolution of the game. This is why we get all these patches. This is why, you know, they're constantly tinkering with the game, because it's really more so keeping us off balance than it is trying to fix the things that we're probably complaining about. It's like when they fix something, generally something else goes wrong, and so it's like it's a give and take kind of deal. So what's successful today, if you keep doing it, won't be successful tomorrow just because you can't keep doing it. Yeah, I know that sounds like ultimately counterproductive to what we're trying to do here, but yeah, it is what it is, and that's just the way that Madden is constructed. And so, you know, I just try to look at it. That's why I try to come up with the different mechanics, and that's why I try to come up with just basic stuff that guys can perform, like learning how to, you know, run and get to the spot, and just all those things that you may have questions in your head about, in terms of, okay, how can I do this a little bit better? How can I do that a little bit better? You know, you want to know how to throw lead in terms of getting the ball away from underneath defenders. So like on a play like this, look at how the outside leverage of the corner. This ball should not be thrown, but because of the things that I've learned and how to make throws and the timing of making the throws. I can actually make this throw, and I'll make this throw in a game with no problem. But the deal is, I can't make this throw and expect it to work 9 times out of 10, even though I can do it 9 times out of 10 in practice. It just does, the game will not allow it to work that way. No. And the funny part is, I probably wouldn't even want the game to allow it to work that way, because that's just not, to me, that's just not realistic. Me throwing at a defensive back who's staring, straight at the ball before I throw it, and he just simply can't react. You know what I mean? So that, to me, that makes no sense. Now, if it's a point where the guy has to click to the guy and make a play, yeah, I have some different feelings about that. And so let's take, for example, the fact that they've done so much with this skill-based passing stuff. They're trying to make us ignore the fact that, honestly, classic, in terms of controlling your trajectory and making more safe throws, classic passing is really the best passing mode, because it's like 1, 2, 3 simple. There's no figuring out where the reticle's going and or the spot and the 2 different spots and all that stuff. But on the back side of it, this is what they do. They will make you drop simple, wide open passes, because of the fact that now, if you really use low touch, if you really had your mechanics down using low touch, man, I guarantee you, there are probably games where I could probably go 30 for 30, like 2 or 3 games in a row, if the game would allow it. If it would just allow the basic, simple, fundamental throw and catch without all the crazy throwing penalties, even when they're not warranted. Yeah, I literally, with using the low touch pass, I feel like I could really just sit here and go like 29 for 30 and all that kind of stuff. But as you see, Madden they're trying to, boy, I almost said wean. They're trying to get us away. Man, I'm tripping. They're trying to get us away from the basic fundamentals of just making good, solid, fundamental reads. So now the low touch is going to have this goofy effectiveness to it, like this, where even though the guy's wide open, ball hits him in the hands, they're just going to drop it. Same thing with the high pass. Look at this stupid animation. He just sticks his head in the ground like an ostrich. Ostrich. That is hilarious, man. I mean, just stuff like this. And so this is the kind of stuff that I have to deal with. Y'all, some of y'all might be sitting there wondering why your RPOs aren't working. Nah, man, I got to worry about, is my guy just simply going to catch the ball he's wide open that hits him in the hands. Anyway, it's your boy Coach.